I did a video about how to manually push software cache in Commvault for your offline installation, essentially. And one of the individuals asked me about, the question is, I have the same problem with a Linux server when I add DB2 server. Please upload a video with a sample. So I thought I'd go through and talk about it a little bit. So I'm trying to install, I installed already the Linux, the IBM DB2 on a Windows server. I've already done that. I've already set up a video. You can already see that on the channel. Now I'm talking to you about how to set up IBM DB2 on a Linux server, specifically Linux Mint. And Fedora, it's going to have the same issue. And so the issue is basically, I'll just point to the issue you're going to receive. You're going to receive the issue when you do it. It's going to say CPU ISA level is lower than required. So you can Google that error and resolve it. But I'll show you the steps on how to install the IBM for Linux. Now, obviously, in the other video I'm going to refer to, it's this video right here, installing IBM DB2 prior to installing the database agent. When you go through this course, go through this video, watch it, you're going to learn how to install the IBM, and then just download the Linux version of IBM DB2. So the steps to obviously get the IBM, they're the same. So if you have to SCP the version, so use Windows SCP. In case you didn't know, this is Windows SCP, and you go to winscp.net. This is what it looks like right here. So you have the Windows, and basically what you can do is you can move from your Windows client to a Linux box, essentially. So you're trying to move that file that you're trying to, essentially, here's the file. Where's the file? So the file is going to be this. This is just a 4 gig file, whatever it is. So once you install WinSCP on your Windows server, then you set it up and you just use the IP address to, this is the server, this is the computer, let's say, whatever. Here's the file. And then you're just moving it over to the Linux server. So once it's here, you need to, well, if you don't have OpenSSH installed on your Linux server, then here's how you do that. You do sudo apt install OpenSSH server, and then you just put these settings in, sudo systemctl status ssh, sudo it's a firewall. So what's the firewall status? And you enable it, and then you allow SSH. So that's what you do once it's present. So the other thing you do is when you get the file here, the DB2 file, the 4 gig file or 2 gig, whatever size it is. Let's see, actually, what size is it? Okay, 1.6 gig. So once you have it, you're going to follow the instructions. So I've just put some notes here, but let's go to, I just Googled how to do it on Linux. This tells you a couple things on how to do it. This URL. It's Linux, vox.com/blog/db2-linux. You can do it this way, or you can just Google it and figure it out yourself how to do it, or however you want to do it. And it's different on the version, but I'll show you the steps. So first you make directory in Linux, then you're going to move the file. So in this case, we already moved it to the install folder, which is, so we created under root. Yeah, so when you do all this, make directory db2 install, that puts it under the root. You can ignore this if you've already if you've already put it inside the, if you've already renamed this folder, or sorry, renamed the file, the tar file, and you've placed it into DB2 install. That's what I did, like DB2 underscore install. After you do that, you run the command. Well, actually, what you need to do is you need to tar it, or untar it, should say. So your CD, you're in your, well, let's just walk it through, right? Let's just walk it through. So we're going here, we're going to, I'm in the directory, DB2 install. Then I've already done it. So I won't do it again, but it's tar dash XVF DB2, and I just changed the name to DB2 tar. You can remove that. So it's just db2.tar instead of the X or the asterisk, right? Once you do that, it's going to expand. So it's going to expand it. So let's just run it over here. So that's the tar file. And then you're going to you're going to cd into server underscore DEC deck. Once it's done untarring, so paste that in. That's the install folder, so you're under the server deck. And then after that, you're going to run the DB2 pre-check. And that's, of course, where we have the error. Yeah, see that CPU ISA level is lower than required. Yeah, you can Google that. You can figure it out, and you can troubleshoot what that issue is so that you can resolve it. But other than that, everything else is similar to the Windows. So in that regard, let's just go through the document here. So you do install, run the install script, blah, blah, and then you would just do dbset, and then you create a database. Well, you install it and then stop. And then you would connect to a database, DB2 connect, and then you would just create your tables. Then you have a database, essentially. Same thing as Windows. It's just command line. So hopefully that answers your question. This will be the last video I'm doing on DB2 in Linux install, just because I don't have the hardware, I think, to support it, which is fine. But this will be the... So let me know what you let me know in the comments about this if you've done it and you've seen this issue. The CP ISA level is lower than required, and how you've resolved it. If you want in the comments, I've tried it on Fedora, I've tried it on Linux, just does not work. So I'm just going to leave it in Windows install. Thanks, Hot. We'll see you in the next one.